Again. Today we are going to study together Unit 2, Lesson 1, Amazing Science. Are you big fans of science? I'm sure many of you are. So, what do you think today's lesson is about? Exactly, it is about science and inventions. What is the meaning of the word invention? An invention is something that has never been made before, like a machine, tool, or system. Can you give me examples of inventions that changed the world? For example, the top 10 inventions that changed the world and how they changed the world. For example, the wheel. Instead of walking for long days, the wheel saved time and effort. What else? The telephone. It helped with communication. What else? The light bulb, In the past, people used to go to bed very early. They weren't able to study at night or work because it was dark. So the light bulb brought with it light. Yeah, what else? The steam engine. The 19th century, especially in London, was famous for the Industrial Revolution thanks to the invention of the steam engine. Yeah, it was used to make trains work. Exactly. Those of you who study railway children will be familiar with the notion of steam engines. What else? Yeah, personal computers and internet, what we call it's a revolution in communication and information technology. Okay, what else? Rockets in space. Humans will be able to They were able to explore and land on the moon and other planets like Mars and Venus and many, many other inventions. Okay, so the quiz in this unit is which animals make a swarm when there are lots of them together? A, fish, or B, lions, or C, bees? The answer is bees. We call them a swarm of bees. Thank you. Today we're going to study together some vocabulary related to science and inventions. As we were discussing the title, we said that the meaning of invention is a useful machine, tool, or device that is made for the first time. For example, the fan, can you see it in the picture? And I guess this is a smartphone in the second picture. So please say it with me. Invention, invention, invention. Invention is a noun. The verb is invent, and a person who creates or makes this invention is called inventor. Excellent. Like, the brothers Wright who created or invented the plane. Yeah, inventions. Interview, interview, interview. Interview is a noun and it can also be a verb. It means to ask someone questions in a meeting. The person who asks is called an interviewer, and the person who answers is called interviewee. Please say it with me. Interview, interview, interview. Today's lesson is about an interview between two characters about an unusual invention. Solar energy, solar energy, solar energy. Solar energy is a noun which means using the energy from the sun to produce electric power. Solar energy, can you see it? The solar pan, it works using the rays from the sun, solar energy. And this is how the light bulb here works. Thanks to solar energy. It doesn't work using electricity. You see, solar energy is much more cheaper than electricity. Electricity, we were just talking about electricity and sources of power and energy. Electricity, electricity, electricity. Electricity is a noun which means a form of energy that provides power to devices that create light or heat. For example, the fan works using electricity. The light bulb works using electricity. Pretty much every machine uses electricity. Electricity is a noun and the adjective is electric. Method, method, method. Method is a noun which means a way of doing something. For example, if you want to find the answer to a question, you follow a particular or certain method. You ask, they say there are steps for scientific research. Scientific research has a method. What is this scientific method? First, you ask a question, then you do background research, then you construct a hypothesis, and then you test with an experiment. Experiment is also one of the words related to inventions in science. And then you troubleshoot procedure, carefully check all steps and setup. And you see the results if they are aligned with the hypothesis or they align partially or not at all with the hypothesis, and then you communicate the results. You see all these steps, it's a way of doing something. For example, conducting a research. It's a scientific method for conducting a research. Method. Research, we were just talking about research. Research, research, research. Research is a noun which means a detailed study of a subject to discover new information or knowledge. For example, nowadays, scientists around the world, they do research to find a vaccine for the coronavirus. Research. Instructions, instructions, instructions. Instructions is a noun which means information about how to do something. For example, when you buy a new machine, a fridge, a television, you find with it a manual, and the manual is provided by a set of instructions how to make the machine works. For example, here, how to build this model of a car, you follow the instructions. Instructions, instructions, instructions. Instructions is the noun and the verb is instruct, and the person who gives instructions is called instructor. Reflect, reflect, reflect. Reflect is a verb which means to return or show. And the noun is reflection, and the surface that shows or returns the image is called reflector. Examples of reflectors are water, mirrors, and glass. For example, the water reflects the moonlight. Reflect. Temperature, temperature, temperature. Temperature is a noun which means a measure of how hot or cold a place or something is. Temperature. Fortunately, fortunately, fortunately. Fortunately is an adverb which means luckily or having good luck. The opposite is unfortunately. The noun of fortunately is fortune, and the adjective is fortunate. effort, effort, effort. Effort is a noun which means work done by the mind or body or energy used to do something. For example, hard work. Effort. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Brilliant is an adjective which means genius, very smart, intelligent, brilliant. Tasteless, tasteless, tasteless. Tasteless is an adjective which means not having much flavor. The opposite is delicious. Tasteless. Create, create, create. Create is a verb which means invent. The noun is creation and the adjective is creative. And the person who creates things is called creator. Follow, follow, follow. Follow is a verb which means to go after or do what somebody says. For example, you have to follow the instructions mentioned in the manual. Follow. Solar ovens, solar ovens, solar ovens. You see, today's lesson is about solar ovens. The interview between the two characters is about an unusual invention, and this unusual invention happens to be solar ovens. They are ovens that work by solar energy, by the sun rays. Okay, let's start reading together. Inventions. Kate is interviewing Sally Jarvis. Do you remember Kate from the introduction? Okay, Kate is interviewing Sally about an unusual invention which she wants to write about in her school magazine. So why is Kate interviewing Sally? To write about this invention where? In her school magazine. Read the interview and try to answer this question. What costs Sally less money now? With effort, we use make. I did some research and I made my own. She made her own solar oven. She didn't buy it. I found some basic instructions on the internet and just followed them. So how did she make or create this solar oven? You said she didn't buy one. She did some research. Then she followed the instructions she found on the internet. And how does it work? How does the solar oven work? Sally replies, it's simple. The oven, which must be outside, is a black box with a glass lid. Around it, there are reflectors. Remember reflectors? Reflectors can be glass, and in this oven, she said it's a black box with a glass lid. So the reflector here would be glass. What is it made of? It's made of aluminum foil. Okay, where should it be? It should be or it must be outside. These reflect the sun rays onto the box and create heat, which cooks the food inside. So how the food inside is cooked? Reflectors, they reflect the sun rays onto the box and create heat. How hot is it inside the oven? Sally replies, the temperature is between 150 and 250 degrees Celsius on a sunny day. Wow! And does it do the job of cooking well? Please pay attention to the collocation with job. Do. We say do the job. Yes, when I first used the oven, I didn't think the food would be so delicious. What is the opposite of delicious? Tasteless. What did she expect? She expected it to be tasteless, without flavor, and watery, full of water. But fortunately, luckily, it was fantastic. It saves money too. Exactly. I used to spend a lot of money on electricity, but solar power is free. Can you only use solar ovens with it when it's sunny? No, that's what I used to think, but they work on cloudy days too. It just takes longer to cook the food. So does or do solar ovens work only when it's sunny? No, they can also work on cloudy days. Well, they sound like a brilliant idea. Genius. Thanks for talking to me, Sally. No problem. Now, to check your understanding of the text, we are going to do this exercise together. Comprehension. Write R for right, or W for wrong, or DS for doesn't say. 1. Sally's friend used a solar oven before Sally did. DS doesn't say, it's not mentioned in the text. 2. Sally bought a solar oven on the internet. Wrong, W. Why? She made it. She created the solar oven herself after doing some research following the instructions she found on the internet. 3. The oven works outdoor and indoors. W. Wrong. Why? It must be outside. Outdoors, not indoors. 4. A meal takes 2 hours to cook at 250 degrees. DS doesn't say, it's not mentioned in the text. 5. Sally thought the food she first cooked in the oven wouldn't be tasty. Or, right, she expected it to be tasteless and watery. 6. You can't use the oven when there is not much sun. W. Wrong, you can use it on sunny days and on cloudy days too. Vocabulary. Circle the correct words. 1. Do many people use solar, electricity, or power at home? Do many people use solar power at home? 2. The instructions on the phone card to make a call. Follow the instructions on the phone card to make a call. 3. Look at how the water reflects the light. Remember, we said that water, glass, and mirrors are reflectors. 4. The of the sun make the different colors in a rainbow. The rays of the sun make the different colors in a rainbow. 5. Jim wants to his own website. Jim wants to make his own website. 6. Fridges keep food at a low temperature. Okay, complete the table with the following words. Remember the collocations, the words that come with make and the words that come with do that we came across while reading the text? Okay, here are some: a sandwich, a difference, a favor, a job, a mistake, a sound, a decision, an effort, an experiment, homework, and research. With make, we say, make a sandwich, make a difference, make a mistake, make a sound, make a decision, make an effort. But with do, we say, do a favor, do a job, do homework, do research, do an experiment. Thank you.